not because I'm Mother Teresa, but because I'm making bets on who I think is a driver in culture 9 years from now, 22 years from now.
I'm drowning, I'm drowning, I'm drowning, I'm drowning.
Come on, baby.
I ain't get a haircut in weeks.
Too busy hustling?
Yeah, I'm just rocking out right now.
I love it. I love it. How you guys doing?
I'm alright.
Life is good?
Yeah, just trying to keep my stamina up, playing bulges.
How'd you play? Where'd you guys play?
What gym we was in? I don't know the gym, but we was with Westbrook and Mello.
That's nice. Oh, that, yeah. That place is crazy. Uh-huh. I mean, playing with if you're comparing your game to those guys, I mean, it's crazy to play with a pro.
I can't keep up.
You play with like a college player, and it's like some different shit altogether. You know, you learn real quick the difference between a professional and not. 100.
Can you figure slide down a little bit closer to 2 feet? If you don't mind? Just in the background. Yeah. Come that way. One more. Is that good for you, Ronald?
Yes, that's good.
Great.
Yo.
For this one?
Do you have my image?
Yeah, just sitting here. Netflix is doing their thing. A Boogie,
good, right?
fucking winner. About to chop it up a little bit. Excited.
My bad.
So,
Marcus, are you seeing me on the TV or more? Negative, you're good. Speed.
we good?
Yes.
For me, Boyd, Saeed, especially from you, like I'd love to, you know, from my perspective, I'm not sure how much you guys know or don't know, but you know, I'm just completely convinced that hip hop is the foundation of our society. And so anytime Boyd hits me up, and especially somebody I've, you know, messed with like Saeed, and obviously I'm very familiar with what you're doing. Like, so to be very frank, like anything I can help with, you know, like I have a pretty good pulse of what's going on. I spend a lot of time thinking about stuff. Thrilled to answer anything for you and your team. I know you guys are doing your thing here, but like above and beyond that, like I'm sure they'll get their footage. We'll get it done. Like right. To me, what's way more exciting and interesting is there, you know, whether it's what's the platform of attention, you know, what's going on with brands, investing. You know, my background, just for context, is I was born in Russia. We came here, we were super poor. I lived in a studio apartment in Queens with 8 family members. So like for me, I have a lot of empathy for like the come up, and you know, and then my dad worked his face off, saved all his money, bought a small liquor store in Jersey. I mainly grew up in Edison, New Jersey, and then I got involved in my dad's business. And in 1996, I launched WineLibrary.com, when having a website in 1996 was like going to Mars right now. You know, and I built my dad's business from a $3 to a $60 million business really quick, kind of made it, got into like the front page of Wall Street Journal, Whiz Kid, and that was on email and having a website. And then YouTube came along, and I thought it was gonna be real big, and I started getting serious about it, and then that sold for $2 billion, and I was like, okay, there's something really big going on. And then this thing came out, and then Twitter popped, and I thought it was gonna be big, and I invested in it. Boyd met my brother AJ at BU early on, and they were like building like Rick Ross and Grills websites and doing all sorts of interesting shit. So we started VaynerMedia like in 2009. This man interned when he was like 7. And you know, we built a really big company. I invested in Snapchat and Facebook and Uber, and I'm gonna buy the New York Jets. That's my game plan. But right now, what's really interesting to me is I realized 2-3 years ago, what I was really doing was just trading attention. Like I knew where attention was before everybody else did, before anybody there did, and I just invested in it. Whether that was investing as an entrepreneur and investing in the company, whether that was making content for it, I was just investing in it. And I think what's super interesting to me about your genre of music, you as an artist individually, is you have attention. And now the question becomes, what do you do with it? Because that's some crazy, you know, I mean, right? You know, watching you guys, right? It's just crazy that you can see that it either goes to outer space or somebody's talking about what used to be.
Right. Exactly. I was just talking about that. It's crazy.
How you think,
say that to
please.
You guys regularly. Well, not regularly, but in the beginning I've said that to you, right? Like it's 100%. I've been doing this for a long time.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, my background is private banking. I'm a finance person. I've been a private banker for people in the industry for the last 28 years. I got tired of corporate. I won't bore you with the details, but got tired of corporate. The music industry, specifically hip-hop clients, have a certain need and a certain kind of personality that
Flavor.
you have to interact with them.
Of course.
And even inside of the private bank. So I guess in my mind I had made
Even though that you knew how to do that, the jersey that you were wearing didn't let you go all the way there.
Yeah, and I had a really big job.
I get it.
I had made it to
I get
the
it.
top at the corner office with the glass
I get it.
window. I had, 10 people working for me.
With rails
and
like
I
this,
still
or?
couldn't get things done the way I needed to get done, and I had.
And so you
a
decided to
really
take the
big
final,
book.
yeah.
And and then because I have relationships with clients, as I have with Boogie and QP now, but I started with them as bank clients, they would come to me to do certain things for them. And that's how the business management company launched Richburg Enterprises.
How long ago?
I sit now, 2009.
Good for you. Good for you.
And I was doing both for a little while, and then I resigned from the bank 3 years ago and started my company.
Saeed, since you kind of sit in both seats, you have context a little bit for both parties, like anything from your perspective that you think is a thoughtful thing to jam on?
I somehow made it into the nonprofit space, and I started, a nonprofit called Inclusion.
Yep.
Teach people in the inner city how to code, and
Yep.
so much in that game has changed, and hip hop culture is really what made us get to where we are. The way we speak with people, we've gotten so good that we recruit for the city in New York.
Yeah.
Because we speak the language of the people, and big brands are recognizing that now, like Microsoft. They did a commercial around us, and that blew us up. And now everyone wants to be a part of this. If you look at WeWork, they just raised $5 billion. You go around their billings, it's all hip hop lyrics everywhere.
Of course.
They're
Hip hop
rating
rules the
them.
world.
Yeah.
It just does.
Like you
It's
were-
crazy, actually. I'm old enough to know that's crazy.
Like you were saying,
You are,
like,
right? Like for
all
you
the-
guys, it's normal. It's been ruling the world, but to watch where it's come from,
Right.
it's crazy. Go
all the
ahead.
eyeballs are on them, right? So Double XL Freshman, album dropping at the end of this month. Like everything is go time, PNB Rock, Kodak Black.
Oh yeah, I'm aware.
Best friends and all that shit.
All
So,
that stuff is obvious. Like the next 24 months is set. I'm just curious how everybody's thinking about the next 24 years and what are the decisions, obviously in the crossing the T's and dotting the I's that you play in, and you guys obviously know what you're doing because that's how you got here in the first place. The question becomes what's the ambition? So for me, for example, why would I even take this meeting? If I think that I'm going to buy the New York Jets, I need to make an awful lot of money, all right? And for me, that means almost every decision I make is a lot more about 16 years from today than 16 minutes from today. For example, when we talk about artists that I want to spend a few minutes with, because for me, every meeting like this looks the same, which is I'm going to give advice. I'm going to give love. I'm going to pay forward. I'm going to put you on. I'm going to do whatever I can, and really not super interested in anything in return. Not because I'm Mother Teresa, but because I'm making bets on who I think is a driver in culture 9 years from now, 22 years from now. So to me, I think, one thing I'm fascinated by with you is what's going on with content. Like how are you guys, obviously this, but how are you thinking about it holistically, internally? And how do you guys interact and for how long?
We started this label in January 2016. High Bridge is me, Bubba, A Boogie, and Don Q. Boogie and Don Q, there's 2 artists. And just these are my neighborhood, childhood friends. So I know how to maneuver with them on a day-to-day basis. And they have talent. So it's just.
And you knew he had talent from the get?
Yeah, from the get-go. Everybody's been raving about him. Even Don Q. He's been rapping for years now. And it's just opportunities. You give these guys a shot, and they'll just take it all the way from there.
I love it.
And we started a label, but I feel like the label part of things is just to get the music out there. Now we started a management group just to.
The label to get the music out there from a radio play standpoint?
From every standpoint, from getting on radio to iTunes and streaming to YouTube. Like, it's just basically distributing the music. That's what the label is for.
And do you feel like they're good at the radio? Makes sense to me. How are you guys viewing yourself and your own internal capabilities versus the label's capabilities?
I'm talking about our independent label. We're with Atlantic. They just help to distribute.
Totally understand. Got it.
You know,
now I'm following.
And then our independent label, I mean, it's just to like basically get our music to the major label. But management group is to like make sure that the artists and whomever producers, like they do day-to-day things like as far as doing this Netflix, getting this Netflix opportunity and even having the opportunity to meet you. It's like that's something that a label can't do. That's something that management has to do. And I think with like upcoming artists, everybody's thinking about getting signed instead of thinking about getting managed the right way. So with the management group that we starting, we just want to get everybody on the right path of their careers instead of their music. So we want to, you know.
It's so fun to watch everybody get more educated. When I think about the kids I was talking to in sports and music 10 years ago, the shit coming out of their mouth today compared to 10 years ago, people got educated. It's good. It's real good. Good for you, man. So anything that's running through anybody's mind of anything I can help with? Brand relationships, startup relationships.
Boogie got a lot of brands that he want to, you know, be in
Talk to me.
partnership with.
Reese's.
Pieces?
Yeah, nah,
Okay.
The cereal.
Oh, the Reese's cereal?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep going.
Reese's.
You just like Reese's?
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
how have you guys done brand deals?
Nah, we haven't.
not yet.
Okay.
Only the closest thing we have is Jordan.
Okay. Do they pay you or they just give you stuff?
Right now they
Spray around the backpack?
Spray around the backpack.
Are they giving or are they paying?
They're paying. So what Spray wants to do is partner with him to create a book bag that he designs. So what they've done in the interim, they've sent us a box of book bags that just came in today for him to take a look at to kind of base his creation off of those. But
God, this is the framework. Now you put the I get it.
So it's
kind of like I did with K-Swiss and the sneakers.
Yeah, they haven't like dived. You know, it's not.
And is it a JV deal? Is it kind of like, are they gonna pay him up front, or are they gonna pay him a piece of the sold that
pay
he
him a small amount
up front
more
and then a
than
percentage?
what he made on the back end.
I totally
And they
understand.
wanna, like spread that also into apparel, so Parkers and shorts and T-shirts and everything that he likes to wear, making it his own and putting his name on it. After obviously the book bag deal goes through and they kind of see what happens.
I understand. What else have you guys been contemplating brand wise?
Other things like just like other candies in general, like what's the name of the
Sour Patch Kids?
Not Sour Patch Kids, but like
Warheads?
Trolleys.
Oh, yeah. My son eats the shit out of that. I love that. Okay.
Trolleys. So we ain't never write this shit down.
Sprite. I
be sending it to people.
Yeah, we were in.
Yeah, send it to me right now.
Let me look at my notes.
Go ahead.
Sprite.
What about alcohol brands?
Nah, we want to
stay away.
Yeah,
Understood.
Probably
Understood.
champagne.
Champagne, yes, or
that's alcohol, but like
not as hard.
She like
I like rosé. That's why I said that.
Moet, rosé, you know. But
is it more just flat out the shit you love, or is it more flat out certain categories?
A mixture of both.
A mixture of both.
Yeah.
All right, definitely somebody. I don't care anybody. Let me get that full list so I can get to work a little bit.
Getting the kids' attention too, like even getting the episode on Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Disney, anything like that.
Are you giving any of your music or jamming at all with any of the Twitch stars?
who's that?
What's that?
So Twitch, are you guys familiar with Twitch? Twitch is a platform where people,
Oh, the series?
No, people play video games and people watch them play. So one of the most interesting places I think you can win on. So Boyd's heard this too many times, so has D-Rock, but it's just, I can't get over it. I'm a little older. Good Charlotte, the band, they got put on because they were the music when you were picking your team on Madden back in the day, 15 years ago. Nobody knew who the fuck they were, but when you were picking your team on Madden, and you heard the hook over and over for 5 minutes, 2 minutes.
That was definitely one of them 2K.
Right, right. It's continued since then. I don't get to play as much anymore, so I don't know who's been put on, who's not. But I can tell you flat out, they got famous just cause. I believe one of the great moves right now for more exposure, more than you're naturally gonna get with Instagram, you're gonna win. That shit's on lock, you're gonna win. You've won, and you're gonna win more. But when I hear you say, I wanna spread out and be a more impactful brand, that's not just gonna naturally come to me. I wanna go like this, not just deep, but I wanna go a little wider. If you wanna go wider, you can go through the process of Viacom, Nickelodeon, agents, CAA, WME, Netflix. You can go through the machine, you've done it, you're on a record, you know, but that has so much speed to it. Or you can go directly to what you're looking to do. I think one thing that you guys should give a lot of thought to is figure out who the top 500 Twitch players are, top 1,000 Twitch players are, figure out how many of them, I'm gonna tell you right now, 7 of them fuck with you and love you. Reach out to them, same as this right now. Them playing games to some of your songs and things of that nature has a profound effect on more reach in new areas, achieving the same thing that you're thinking about from a broad brand standpoint in a way where there's no friction. It's just somebody that's just like you, except they know how to play FIFA, you know, or
FIFA is a great.
Bless you.
Because 2K is more like me, for me.
Mm-hmm.
So FIFA is outside the box.
How much do you guys think about
I
that?
play FIFA all the time.
How much do you guys think about like what's naturally gonna come to you because it's just part of that culture versus how you think about somebody who loves country music or somebody who lives in Brazil?
I try to think like that a lot, like outside the box, period. It's like, if you think, like for example, like I'm a rapper, right, from America. I'm gonna use any other rapper. 2 Chainz, I was with 2 Chainz last night. He's from America. Young Dog from America. We all, no matter how much fans we get in America, we all kind of have the same fan base.
That's right. So that's exactly right.
For me, so if we step outside the box, it's a different race now. For me.
You got more land to grab.
Yeah.
Have you toured outside the U.S.? Have you done a show yet?
All we've done is just Canada.
Canada, that's it.
How was it?
We're on our way to our first overseas after the album dropped. The Canada tour was lit. It was crazy. We going back. It was crazy. I sold out 2 shows in the same venue in one day.
Where?
In Toronto. In Toronto. It was one for under 18. And
That's where you got that clothes.
The second one was over.
I love it. That's good. What were you gonna say?
Going to Europe in December. They're going to Europe in December.
In Europe, London,
France,
Germany, France.
You ready?
It's ready.
I love it. How do you engage with your fans on social? Do you do it, or you just gotten too busy, or do you not like doing it, or you do it? Like, how do you?
I go back and forth with it.
You get hot and cold?
Yeah. Sometimes it'd be a point of time in my life where I gotta like sit down and focus on certain things. I tell somebody else just for me, QP, allow somebody. And then other times I really like look for strategies though. Like, how am I gonna, for me, get more fame? Because it's always getting more fame. It's always growing to do. So I just even look at what kids is doing nowadays. I go to my block and I see what kids is doing. I'm still in the same place. I'm not gonna say I'm still there, but where I grew up, I'm there all the time, and it's just like I'm still seeing the same thing. So I'm not getting used to the fame world so much. I am used to it, but it's just like I'm keeping that same mindset.
The second the streets don't fuck with you, it's not interesting.
Yeah.
I understand. I do this. Do you know what I'm doing Saturday? I'm going garage sailing in New Jersey. This Saturday, I'm going to go garage sailing, buy people's shit for $1 or $2 off their table, and sell it on eBay for $9. and it's not like, that makes no sense, but for me it makes all this, it's no different than making sure you spend as much time at the block as possible, because the second you get away from your craft or what got you there, you become vulnerable.
Exactly.
That's kind of what Future did. He was like, when he first came out, he was like kind of going too far into the pop scene. And then he had to like reinvent himself to his old ways, and that's when he came out with the full mixtapes.
Yep.
And you know, he got his fan base back.
How do you guys think about volume music? One thing I'm spending a ton of time on is I'm fascinated by people's strategy on how much or how little music they put out. How do you guys think about that? Like, I'm so fascinated because I think it's so hard to be overexposed because the world's so fragmented now. So I'm trying to push kids to like, I'm like, more. I'm like, you gotta fucking hit in your head right now. Like I'm more. And a lot of people get precious. They're like, especially when they get albums, like, you know, I've been doing mixtapes. I've been putting out songs on Spotify every day.
A Boogie's fan base, they love when he puts out a whole body of work.
And it's all about timing too. Like, you can't just like put out a whole album. It's all about how your reactions and timing. Time and reactions. If I drop my album and I get a great reaction, if I sell 150 in a week, I might drop another album. But if it's doing bad, I want that album to keep on growing until I drop my new album.
I understand.
Those are little things. But it's
this is actually somewhere we might be able to help. When it goes bad, or an album or a song goes bad, which for you it's never bad, but not where you want it to be.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you guys do to make sure, like just sitting, do you sit and wait because you have such great brand that it'll just get there, or are you proactively trying to produce content around that music to get it there?
Yeah, we do, but you see how some people do like publicity stunts.
Yeah.
We try to like move away from that and be more.
Yeah, because people think that's
it.
corny.
Yeah, be more natural with it. For me, like we look for little things to like.
You know what I think is a big opportunity that nobody's exploiting in that vein? So I agree with you, because it looks like desperation, right? One of the things that I think you guys should think about that I haven't said, finally getting some new stuff, but I've been thinking about this one. I think that's where the last two things I asked you about could combined. I think instead of doing something cheesy or trying to jab it up, this is where you can give access to your fans. Like I still think, so you got a song that you really believe in, right? And it's just not going that way. That's where I think you can use social. Just out of nowhere be like, tonight I'm gonna give you 2 more hints. I'm just gonna perform in the middle of like here, like in this alleyway. You play with your fans a little bit, people get their juices going, and then you get, 3,000, 500, 6,000 people there, but you record it and you give love to your fans a little bit, spend an extra 10, 15 minutes giving a couple selfies. It's a way for you to give real love to your fans, and it could lead to the piece of content that puts that song on, because everybody's gonna share the fuck out of it. So something to think about. I mean, I spend a lot of time not wanting to do the cheesy move, trying to do the hard move. Yeah, I did a meetup in like Washington State Park. I was like, I had a shot of the god. I'm like, you have your new book coming out. Me and you, like, let's just tweet at each other at 3 o'clock. Let's meet somewhere. People got going a little bit. Hundreds and hundreds of people showed up. Pictures, content, and you know what's crazy? 600 people were like, oh my God, like, yes, I knew I loved him. Like, he's real, he's good, he gave love. But the amplification of those 600 in their content, in your content, D-Rock filmed it, like, it might be a way for you to really put a little bit of a match on something, and you won twice. Instead of going cheesy, you gave love to the people that put you here in the first place, and you gave that song another chance. So something to think about. I'm an extrovert. I want to be around people. So it's a tough piece of advice because I don't know how everybody rolls. You don't want maybe 600 people like clamming on you. I don't know, but that's something to think about. Or just calling people, FaceTiming them. I'm obsessed with depth versus width. I'm obsessed with that. I think people, even you said it earlier, right? Like, listen, I got 2.2 million followers. Like, I'm thinking about 2.3. You can't help it. That's human behavior. But I think it's super important that, those 2.2 get,
Yeah, everything counts.
100. How you thinking about, how about at this point, how old are you guys?
23.
It's the best, it's the best. How you guys thinking about the next chapter of like, have you guys been thoughtful about who you want to start bringing into the circle, like the kind of people you want to meet? Have you been thinking about the people you want to cut out of the circle? This is an interesting time.
Yeah, like artists and stuff.
Life, but yeah, of course. Like artists for sure, but even like, just like the kind of people you want to surround. I mean, to me, it's who you're surrounding yourself with is a quick fucking path to how it plays out.
Yeah.
Facts.
10,000%.
So, has that, go ahead.
Shane, the Bubba's at the door.
Yeah, let's get him.
Alright, as far as like who we want to surround ourselves with, I mean, like High Bridge, we are loyal to each other, like, so it's like we kind of like, how can I explain? Like, this is just a small circle of us. I wanna be.
And nobody's joining that circle because that circle was formed a long time ago, right?
Exactly.
I get that. To me, I think about that too. I'm the same exact way. it's like Saturn though, like you're gonna get another ring. They're not gonna be the same. They're not gonna be the same. They weren't with you in 3rd grade. They weren't with you when this bad thing happened.
No,
this
I
good.
mean, change is always good though, you know? Like,
100.
You want to be around people that can help us get to the next level. That's all I want to be around.
Cause then it's always learning too.
Yeah, somebody we can learn from. We don't want to be around somebody that's just going to be there and just, you know,
Yep.
just take from us. And take from you.
What's the trade?
Yeah, exactly.
I totally agree. Anything else from anybody? Like,
So like, what's the goal with the project? Like the project's coming out. 'Cause you have like a few singles. Like your single game is crazy. Like, what are you guys trying to do right now? Like, what are you trying to do with this project?
I mean,
when's it dropping?
It's dropping September 29th.
Oh,
My
it's
main
coming
focus
up.
is setting up Madison Square Garden while I'm on an overseas tour. Cause it's like you said, when I don't show my face in New York that much. Like I don't go to the clubs all the time. I build that anticipation. So by the time my overseas tour is done, like 3 months from by the time my album drops September 29th, it's gonna be like a lot of anticipation. So Madison Square, and then all ages too is gonna be able to, for me, it's gonna be able to fill that up.
Yeah,
you want to fill the garden
Yeah,
in January.
yeah, January, yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's what's up, man. That's exactly how you like,
December,
right?
January and February, those either December, January, February.
How do you think? You're so young. I don't know if you've gotten to. So this is how I got to my life. So I told you my story. When I was 6, we moved to Jersey, and I became a Jets fan, which we're gonna suck shit this year, but I got to deal with it. Anyway, I became a diehard Jets fan. Like that's how I even learned how to speak English. So it really mattered to me, right? And all the kids had Jets jerseys. And so I ran in the house, I was like, Mom, I need a Jets jersey to fit in, like I gotta be part of the crew. And Mom was like, I'm not buying you a fucking Jets jersey, like we're immigrants, you know? So like 4 or 5 days later though, my mom made me a Jets jersey, like made it. And I wore that shit every day. And literally somewhere like 7, 8, 10 years ago, I made a video. I was like, fuck man, I'm gonna go from not being able to afford a Jets jersey to fucking owning the Jets. And it was interesting when you were just saying Madison Square Garden, I'm like, I wonder if he grew up like in basketball and like even just like maybe like trying to get to the Garden was a big thing to fucking filling that shit.
Yeah, it's ironic because he lives down the block from Yankee Stadium too.
Yankee Stadium is a bit, I want to do that and then Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, that's big.
I got the Yankee Stadium on my chain.
Yeah, I've seen it. That'd be crazy. So how has that become practical? Is that something that you guys are working on, the label's working on, or you're saying to yourself, I want to do a good enough job with this album and the tour that the demand's there, and so that opportunity.
I put the word in. I just put the word in though. Like, I just put the word in.
Got it.
That's
what's the biggest show you've played?
I did Madison Square Garden, Barclays, Met Stadium. I did a lot of.
As part of something, or
as part of something.
Yeah. What's the biggest thing? What's the biggest thing you? Yeah.
The biggest thing was
PlayStation Theater.
I don't think so. I think I packed more people than that. How many people was that?
PlayStation Theater like 2,400 maybe.
I think I packed people down.
That was sold out back to back nights though.
When was that?
April.
There's been more heat. It's good. That's good. Those are good numbers considering April to now.
I just remember states. Like Toronto was a big one. Even
was it Made in America recently? I think
Made in America was like that was a whole different.
Killed Made in America.
That was a whole different thing right there.
You enjoyed that?
Yeah, that was crazy.
What are you doing on social besides Instagram?
Twitter a little here and there. Snapchat a little here and there. I gotta step up my game.
You really should, because I knew we were getting together. Like obviously that's my whole world. I'm like, fuck, man. This guy puts in because that's honestly that's how I think you fill the garden. First of all, let me start over. Your talent is going to fill the garden. The time in which you fill the garden is going to have a whole lot more to do with the shit you do on those platforms and YouTube and podcasts. Yeah. It's just the truth. It's back in the day, MTV put you on, BET put you on, fine, cool. That's how it happened. The Source puts you on the cover, good. That's just not the world we live in, the fragmentation. And that's the best, because that means you're in control. When did that happen?
I don't know.
What I was doing, it was little things like this. Give me, throwing out like a teaser of my best song that I got, the best part of it.
Yep.
Like 10 seconds of it, I throw it on Facebook, and then I say 1,000 likes.
I'll put out more.
Drop it later. And then I don't drop it.
even when you got it.
Yeah, and it was getting out to more and more because I had all these songs that was good, and I was throwing out a whole bunch of previews, and they were just like getting a whole bunch of likes on Facebook.
When did you know you were good? For real?
When I got in the booth, like a real studio.
How did that happen?
I was in Florida on house arrest. I wasn't supposed to go outside. I didn't have the brace on, right?
Yep.
And I had like a schedule. And I told him I was going to the store. And I went to the studio with my producer. But I ain't kidding. I had to do that.
You just had to get it.
Yeah, I never even told nobody that.
That's amazing. And what, literally as soon as you were done, you're like, fuck, I got this.
Yeah. Every day I was panicking. I was in the studio a lot. Like, I used to tell my mom, no lie, I used to tell my mom I'm going shopping. And then after a while, I started telling her, like, nah, I'm going to the studio. Word.
I love that.
I was just getting up out of there.
I love that. Saeed, anybody else? Like, I'm trying, anything I can bring value to you guys? Any other questions?
I think one key thing is, with everything is moving towards video and live streaming now. Facebook just have, competitor to Netflix.
Of course.
Apple.
Of course.
Tidal, Spotify, everyone's getting into video. How are you guys making that shift and going beyond the music into where eyeballs are going to be moving forward?
Have you guys started, I apologize, Saeed, have you guys started debating having somebody on the team full-time, or do you have somebody on the team full-time creating, like D-Rock is one of I have 16 full-time employees to make content for this device. Audio, video, pictures, 16 full-time, and I'm a 41-year-old white businessman. You know what I mean? Like fuck. If I was you, I'd have 7 trillion fucking followers, Like, that's how I'm thinking about it, to your point. I would and by the way, there is 7 million people watching this that would rip their arm off to be the intern, to be around you to make this content. So it doesn't have to cost you a dime. You can just put somebody on who's got real skills. I think you're way beyond the point where you need that. And I have no idea, does a label provide that or not, but like you should have some, or is somebody part of it?
That's up to us right there.
Yeah, my man, I'm telling you guys, like, by the way, if you guys want to come through, like we're here, this is our studio, but right by a block away from the garden is my headquarters. If you guys want to connect and come through and spend, if you want to come, if you want to bring somebody, you're more than welcome. If you want to come through and spend an hour, a day, watch how we're doing it. If you want us to help you vet, if you bring us 4 people and say these are our 4 finalists, can you guys help us make a final call? I'm thrilled to help you guys out to try to pick that person.
That's dope.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, let us know.
Cool. I appreciate that.
Of course, my man. I'm excited about your music, man. You're like, listen, you're a foregone. I think of you as a foregone conclusion. It's already happened. Now it's just a matter of time. So it'll be interesting to see when and what. Now it's like, what is it gonna be?
Exactly.
Like what song, what moment, what piece of, that's why I want you to do content. In a world where I'm empathetic, if I'm your twin brother partner, I'm whispering every day, put out 300 songs a year. Really, that's what I believe. Because when I say it's just a matter of time, that's the thing that makes it happen. What I love about content, why I'm pushing you guys to take this serious, is the only other way to do it, by not putting out 300 songs, is by putting out a bingo. Including the game you played today. God, I don't know what happened on that court, but God forbid you did something good against Russ. That might be the most viral shit of all time.
I was playing my album, it wasn't really a listening party, but I played my album while everybody played a scrimmage game.
I mean, fuck, you could be even on the other way. You guys saw that video the other day, the viral video of John Wall throwing dude, what's his name? Yeah. Like there's just always, here's the best part. There's always stuff going on. The way I do it, I document everything. We're in control. If something bad happens or something I don't want people to know, or it's not ready to say we're going to Europe or whatever, you're in control. Exactly. You're in control. Right. I don't know what to say. You make it and you're in control. So like, there's nothing scary about it. But, and listen, I'm empathetic to how you want to position the brand. I'm empathetic to getting the fade all right and like the look. I'm empathetic to overexposure. I've heard every single logic and rationale to why not, why yes, why this. I'm just gonna say it one more time, there is no reason that I should have twice as many followers, than the people I do. I know the system that works. Yeah, I got my thing, and I know I got a little something, but you do it right, and you're sitting right here with 15.5, I believe in that shit. So if we can help in any way to inspire that or put you on to a little information, I'm thrilled to do that. Cool. All good?
Very good. Thank you.
About the brands, though, we serious about the brands.
We're gonna talk more.
My man, everybody's always serious about the brands, right? Because everybody here is serious about the money. We'll help. Obviously, as you can imagine, unfortunately, corporate America is funny. They're gonna be like, well, he's too street for us. We'll go through that for you, but I'll get you started. I mean, look, there's a lot of things that I think I can bring to you guys.
I think he's more marketable.
I totally agree. If you, my man, I did a video yesterday for Diageo and I said the word bitch, and they were like, you have to reshoot it. They can get real, they can get real testy, but like Hershey's that owns Reese's, that's a global company.
I swear I could be in a Reese's commercial with the cereal. Eating the cereal and up on the
You have it all. Right.
Is that the only cereal you eat?
Afro.
Look,
Remember the kid from the commercial?
Look, is that the only cereal you like?
I like a lot of cereal.
Do you like Captain Crunch?
Captain Crunch.
I can tell you right now to your face, I can do something for you in Captain Crunch. I'm personally running that account.
Heard?
I have a sports agency, so we signed Braxton Miller, dude from Ohio State. We did a thing with him right away. We did a pop-up where he signed boxes of Captain Crunch in a supermarket. They lost their mind. They want to blow that shit out in 2018. I can't even imagine how many people you can get to show up to a ShopRite,
Oh my God.
But I'll work. You guys got the list?
Nah.
Okay, you got the list?
I'll get you.
Cool, get me the list ASAP. Here's what we'll do. Why don't we do this? Why don't you guys get me the list? Why don't you guys let me put in a little work? Why don't you guys debate this content thing? And why don't you guys come through headquarters maybe in 2 or 3 weeks? I'll give you an update on the brands and put you on and maybe even have some opportunities for you. And we can have either a conversation or like really start talking about you should see what we're doing. You don't need 16 right now, you start with 1, but you need to, unless you decide flat out, no, I want to be hidden and quiet and I'm Frank Ocean, either you're that, but I already know you're not that. So I think you need to think about it, and my man, if you want to sit in our office for a month because you really want to know it, you can do that. If you want to come through for a minute, you can do that. You just let me know.
And even movie roles, like little short scenes, have somebody anything.
Man, there's so much you could be doing. There's people that do vlogs like me that are 8,000 times bigger than me. It's more acting than it is documenting, which is what I do. It's all there for you, man. I'm thrilled to tell you what's in my dome. I'll tell you what to do. First we're just getting to know each other, right? Let's get to know each other. Obviously our people know each other pretty well, so that's good. Come through, we'll just keep giving you stuff. I know, listen, you're talking about world domination, brand awareness. I'm trying to do it too, man. I'm not as lucky, my thing is not as, it's not as much sizzle and is not as sexy as what you do, but I'm trying to make every single person on earth know who the hell I am. So I get it.
That's how I feel about my music. I don't care if it's not your type of music or you don't like the music, but you're gonna know who I am when you see me, and you're gonna know who that is when you hear me.
If that's your truth, then you guys need to get real serious about distribution, and I don't mean just a song. Real serious. Because the people that know how to understand the distribution, they're the ones who win. There's a reason that communist countries and dictators take control of the media.
She wonder why she like me, bitch, I'm drowning in water. I just bought a cube and dipped it in a fountain. Everywhere that I go, it's a light show, I'm surrounded. Bust down,